today. My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to make Sous Vide honey garlic pork loin. Now you guys know everything is getting so expensive, so I'm always looking for deals to feed myself and my family. And when I saw they had these pork loins on sale for $2 a pound, I knew I had to pick one up immediately. Now this is around a 3¼ pound piece of pork loin. You can buy the bigger ones at the warehouse shopping clubs like Sam's Club and Costco, and then cut them up into smaller pieces. This is perfect, and this cost me around $6.50. And this is going to be more than enough to feed myself and my family, maybe even have some leftovers as well. And I'm going to make a delicious marinade with some garlic, some butter, some honey. It's going to be absolutely delicious. And cooking it sous vide guarantees that it's going to be cooked perfectly. Nothing is worse than overcooking a piece of pork. It gets dry, it loses its flavor. I'm telling you guys, if you've never tried sous vide cooking, you definitely have to give it a shot. So stick around, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright, so the first thing we have to do is to season the pork loin. Now you can use your favorite pork seasoning, but since I'm making this honey garlic glaze, I don't want to overpower it with something that might take the flavor away from that. So I'm going to keep things really simple. I'm going to use the Trinity seasoning. We're going to start off with some kosher salt. And just sprinkle a nice amount. Now this is, like I said, just over a 3-pound piece, so don't feel like you're over seasoning it. Okay. And I'm going to do all sides. I'm just going to show you the, well, like I say, the Trinity. We're going to do some fine ground black pepper. And then a little bit of garlic powder. That's it, guys. If you're looking for some kind of seasoning and you don't have one of these store-bought seasonings, just go with the old standby. Kosher salt, ground black pepper, garlic powder. I'm going to go ahead, get the sides, get the corners, get the underside. We'll be back in a minute. All right, here we are, seasoned on all sides. Like I said, kosher salt, fine ground black pepper, and garlic powder. I'm going to set this aside because now we're going to make a very simple marinade with 3 ingredients. We're going to put a little bit into the sous vide bag, and the rest we're going to cook over the stovetop with some garlic and butter. Boy, this is going to be good. But I'll be back in a second, show you that simple marinade. Alright, so here's this very simple marinade. We're going to start off with a 1/3 cup of honey. I find it's best to use a measuring cup because you can just pour it right in till a 1/3 cup. To that, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and then 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. I mean, how easy is that? You probably already have most of these ingredients already in your kitchen. So we're just going to stir this up, kind of let it all blend together. And like I said, we're going to pour a little bit of this into the sous vide bag, probably around 1/4 of what I have here into the sous vide bag, and then the rest we're going to save later when we make this nice honey garlic glaze that we're going to pour and serve on top of this delicious pork loin. There we go. It's kind of already mixed. Very simple. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to grab a bag. We're going to put the pork loin in it. And yeah, I'll heat up my sous vide bath. Be back in a second, show you how to do it. Okay, so now I put the pork loin into a vacuum seal bag. You could probably get away with the smaller size depending on the size of your pork loin. And you know what? I'm going to cook this for 6 hours. You can go anywhere between 3 to 7. Since this came out of the freezer and I've had it defrosting for 2 days, it's still a little cold in the center, so I just want to be extra sure. And the thicker the piece is, the longer you want to go. So we got it in there. Here's that marinade. And like I said, we want to put a quarter in here just for a little flavor. We are going to use the juices in this bag later when it comes time to make the garlic butter glaze here. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in here, not too much. Probably just about there. Just want a little flavor in there. Kind of coat it. Like so. And I forgot to mention, I just left the fat. There's a little bit of fat on the back. It's not going to hurt it. I left it in there. You can trim that off if you'd like. The other thing I forgot to mention is I used the low sodium soy sauce since I did salt the pork. And you know, there's going to be a salt obviously in the soy sauce. I just want to make sure it doesn't become too salty. So if you have the low sodium soy sauce, I'd recommend that. All right, let me go vacuum seal this and we'll get the sous vide bath heated up. Be back in a minute. All right, here we are, vacuum sealed in the bag. I'm going to set this aside, put the remainder of that marinade in the fridge, and yeah, I'll get the sous vide bath warmed up. I'm going to do this at 140 degrees. There's a lot of different temperatures you can use. I'll leave some general guidelines depending on how well you want it cooked down. They recommend to cook pork to 145, but if you're going to sous vide cook it for, you know, like I am, for 6 hours, you can go at a little lower temperature, which means it's going to be a little bit more juicy and a slight tinge of pink in the center. It's going to have a lot of flavor. If you've never tried pork this way, definitely give it a shot. But anyway, let me get the sous vide bath heated up. Be back in a minute. All right, my sous vide machine has reached 140 degrees. Make sure you put some kind of protection underneath your container, whether it's a stock pot or some kind of whatever container you're using, because 140 degrees is pretty warm, and cooking this, you know, anywhere from, you know, 5, 6, 7 hours, you could crack your countertop or discolor it, so make sure you put something under there just to protect yourself. I also have a little rack on the bottom here, which I would recommend, which allows the water to circulate completely around the pork loin. So I'm just going to stick this in here. This is heavy enough. Sometimes you need to find something to kind of weigh it down, but being 3 pounds, I think this is fine. I'm just going to clamp it here. And normally, you know, on these long cooks, like overnight cooks, I would put some sous vide balls or cover it. This is going to be 6 hours. I don't really think I need to worry about that. But every time I come into the kitchen, I'm just going to check it. You want to make sure, obviously, the pork loin is completely under the water line. If you need to add a little more hot water, because sometimes it evaporates when it's cooking at this temperature, go ahead and do that. So that's it. That's why I love sous vide cooking. Wait 6 hours. We'll be back in a little bit when this is done, and I'll show you the next step. See you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, you know what time it is. Waiting a little bit on that pork loin, so I'm going to have a drink. I'm trying something new from Blue Moon. This is called Extra Belgium White. It's a Belgium-style wheat ale, and this one is 8% alcohol, so it looks like it's a little bit stronger. Maybe that's what they mean by extra. It's made with Valencia orange peel, so that's what I'm having. Now, I did try the regular Blue Moon, which is good. I'm kind of curious how this one will taste compared to that. So let's take a look here. Kind of looks the same color-wise. A little hazy. Oh, I can smell a little bit of the orange already. Nice head. Oh yeah, I can definitely smell the orange. Alright, and yeah, this was the regular Blue Moon I tried. I did enjoy it. It's definitely good. I mean, it's not my favorite beer, but if you're looking for something a little bit stronger, a little bit more on the microbrewery, this kind of seems like it's a big microbrewery, kind of like Samuel Adams. I think you pretty much get this anywhere across the country. But yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, so you can see this is pretty hazy. There is some good carbonation in it. A little bit of a head. You can definitely smell some orange. Okay. Again, guys, I appreciate you stopping by, watching my video. Cheers. Oh, that is good. Not quite as much as a fruit presence as the regular Blue Moon. And you can definitely taste it's got a little bit of a heavier feel towards the back end. That's that added alcohol content. But it's still very smooth. Yeah, but you can definitely tell this one's a little bit stronger. But like I said, not strong in the sense like, ooh, it's bitter or anything like that, or strong tasting. Other than the back of the taste, you can kind of feel it's a little heavier. But it's good. I'm definitely going to enjoy that. It's a beautiful day today. I'm going to enjoy this beer. We got a few more hours left of the pork loin in the sous vide bath. When we're done, I'm going to make that homemade glaze with the garlic and the butter. We're going to put some of the juices from the bag into that as well. Super easy, super delicious. So stick around, guys. In the meantime, cheers. Thanks again. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, we're around a half hour away from taking this pork loin out of the sous vide bath. So I'm going to show you how to make this sauce. So we're going to start with a 1/4 cup of butter, or 4 tablespoons. It's nice when you get the butter, it's already marked, so just cut. It's basically a half a stick of butter. Okay, we're going to put that in the small saucepan. Alright, to that we're going to add 4 cloves of minced garlic. Okay, you can put more or less depending on how much you like garlic. And then the last thing we're going to put is a little bit of Italian seasoning. We have a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Okay, not very complicated, just like a marinade. We're just going to put this on the stovetop. We're going to put it on the light simmer. We're going to melt this butter. We're going to stir everything, get everything incorporated. Then I'm just going to let it sit on the stovetop because we need to add some of the drippings from the bag to kind of make this into the sauce that we're going to pour over the pork. So that's it, guys. Really, it couldn't be easier. So I'm going to throw this on the stovetop. We'll be back in a little bit when we're ready to pull the pork out. See you guys then. All right, here we are. It's kind of lightly simmering. Butter's all melted. I can smell the garlic, the Italian seasoning. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to add the rest of that marinade that's been sitting in the fridge. Okay? That's the soy sauce, the honey, the apple cider vinegar that we mixed earlier. And there we go. Stir this. Bring it up to a light simmer. And you can even turn the heat off until we get this pork out. We just want this to thicken up a little bit. We're going to add a little juice from the bag in as well. You need it to simmer maybe 10-15 minutes to thicken up. And this is going to be our sauce for the pork. Man, I'm looking forward to this. In the meantime, the pork is just about ready to come out. Meet you guys over there. Alright guys, it's been around 6.5 hours. I let it go a little longer than initially planned. And I did have to put a spatula there because it was kind of floating a little bit. That's why you always have to kind of keep track of it, make sure it's under the water line. Alright, so let's take this out. I got that marinade and butter simmering on the stovetop behind me. And you can see there's a lot of liquid in here. I'm going to cut this out of the bag, save the liquid. I'm going to put this on a wire rack. We'll dry it off real well, get it ready for a sear. Be back in a minute. Alright, I removed the pork loin, put it on a rack here. I have the juices here. We're going to save that. I just wanted to show you that. So what we're going to do now is dry off this pork loin because we want to get it ready for a sear. In order for it to get a good sear, it's got to be as dry as possible. So get some paper towels like I'm doing here. You can see it's already soaking up some of that moisture. Just dry this off real well. I'm going to move this aside. Now I'm going to make a little slurry. I'm going to show you that right now. Alright, now we're going to make a little slurry to kind of thicken up the sauce. So here's the liquid in the bag. I'm going to take around 3-4 tablespoons. Doesn't have to be exact. That's got all the flavor from the pork. We'll just pour it in here. We want to thicken up that sauce that we're going to pour on it. So we'll pour that in there. I got around 1.5 tablespoons of some cornstarch. We're going to put that in there. We're just going to stir this up. It's going to make a nice slurry. This is going to thicken up the sauce that we're going to add. So just like that, stir it until all the cornstarch is dissolved. I'm going to go over to the saucepan. We're going to pour this in with a couple more tablespoons from the bag in with the butter and the garlic. And we'll let that simmer while we put a quick sear on that pork loin. All right, here is the mixture simmering on the stovetop. Like I mentioned, we have a little bit of the drippings from the bag. We're going to put a couple tablespoons in here, just like that. And then next, we're going to add that slurry that we made here. Stir it really well. We're going to pour that in. And what we're going to do now, stir it in well. We're going to let it come to a simmer. We're going to reduce it. And we're just going to let it simmer. As it simmers, and even as it cools, it's going to thicken up. This is going to be our sauce for that pork. Okay? So I'll let it do its thing here on the stovetop. In the meantime, let's go out and sear that pork loin. I'm going to do it on my Monument grills outside. Meet you guys outside in a second. Alright, here we are. Pork loin. Dried it off really well with some paper towels. It's on the rack drying off. Like I said, I'm going to sear this on my Monument grills. I'm using the infrared burner. I'll meet you guys outside. Hey guys, I'm outside. This is my Denali 605 Pro. I did a review of this grill. This is like the Cadillac of gas grills. I'll leave a link below if you want to check it out. One of the reasons I like it is because it's got this infrared burner. You can change the grate. They have one where you can put a griddle on there, a sear station. I have this heated up and the two on the side. I just want to get this really hot because we're just going to do a sear for literally like maybe a minute on each side. Dixie, take it easy. You can hear that thing kind of going off. So I'm going to throw it on here real quick, right over it. Just like that. We're going to give it around 60 seconds. I'll flip it over. You don't even really need to do this, guys. Look at that. Because this is already fully cooked. We're just trying to get a nice sear on it. That's because of the fat I threw on there. Let's maybe I should move it over a little bit. I don't mind a little bit of flame, but that infrared burner, it puts out some intense heat, which is what we want. Now you can do this in a broil in your oven. You can do it on a charcoal grill. You can do it on a pellet grill if you crank it up as hot as it can get. You know, or even a cast iron pan on your stovetop. We just want to get a nice sear on it. Just going to kind of move it around there. Let those flames kind of heat up that fat. Kind of char it up a little bit. Look at that, guys. We'll give it a few more seconds. We'll flip her over. All right, I think that's good enough. Woo! All right, we're going to throw that over. The other side, oh, it got a little crispy, but that's because that's the fat side. But yeah, look at that. We just want to put a nice sear on that. Another 30, 45 seconds, guys. We're done. That's all there is to it. Once you put it on the side where there's not the fat, it doesn't sear up as much. I'll meet you guys inside when we're ready to slice into this. Alright, I've had it covered under foil here for around 5 minutes. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, so you just want to put a good sear on it. The bottom side got a little crispy with the fat, but that's fine. There it is. Let's slice into this. Put some of that butter garlic sauce on top. Give this a taste. Be back in a second. Alright, here we are. Let me just, I think I'm just going to slice this right in half, just to kind of give us a good indication of what's going on here. So I got my big brisket knife. Alright. Look at that, guys. Oh my goodness. Alright. You see the little bit of a pink tinge to it? That means it's kind of like on the medium rare to medium side, which normally a lot of people are freaked out trying that temperature, but when you cook it sous vide for 6.5 hours, there's no problem with that. Okay, I'm going to slice some thin slices here. Oh, We'll get the family out here, give this a taste. Look at this, guys. Like I said, this piece of meat costs less than $7. So find what's on sale to feed your family. You got a sous vide machine? Man, oh man. There we go, guys.
Right,
I'll
this.
wait for
All
the
right.
family to come up. I'm just gonna take this nice juicy piece here. Let's take a little piece, give it a sample right here. Oh man. Alright. If you never tried pork loin cooked this way at a lower temperature, you definitely gotta give it a shot, guys. I can't forget about the sauce either. We'll be back in a minute. I'm here with my family, my wife Monica, my son Kyle.
Hey.
So I sliced some pieces here. Let's try it first without that garlic butter sauce.
Okay.
Just grab a piece, give it a taste. Just got a little bit of a pink tinge.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Kyle?
Good.
Very tender, huh?
It is very tender.
All right. Now,
That's good. Oh, I want to eat another piece, so. Oh, wait.
I was like, where's the sauce?
This is really good.
let's put, I should grab a ladle, but I'll just use a
Okay.
spoon here. We're
Yeah.
gonna put a little bit of that garlic butter sauce on
Yeah,
here.
that's good. Don't do too much.
Well, I
If
just
you want to
wanna-
save it for the rest.
There's plenty.
All right.
Kyle's
go over
getting
to-
anxious.
No. I was grabbing a piece again
This is
already.
supposed to be a highlight, not like a gravy.
Oh.
All right. Now give it a shot here. You guys ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Can you taste the garlic? It's very garlicky, a little bit buttery,
Do you have soy in here?
a little bit of soy
Just
sauce.
a tiny bit.
Yeah.
That's a very,
Noted,
very
see?
slight. Ooh, this is good. I like this.
What do you think of it, Kyle?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a little bit of soy, honey,
I like
garlic.
it. It almost reminds me of sweet and sour, but it's not. Not really. A little bit,
No, the soy makes it taste like something
Yeah.
you get in like Chinese food.
but it's really good. Okay, I can't complain about this, and it's so tender.
Yeah, cooking your sous vide, guys, definitely really makes it tender. It doesn't dry it out. It's very juicy, very flavorful. I would definitely recommend this, especially if you find it on sale like I did for $2 a pound. This whole piece of meat cost me $6 and I think 60 cents.
I found it for $2
You
a
found
pound.
it, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, we're always looking for deals.
Yeah, I was like,
Especially
hey,
nowadays.
you gotta do this.
You mean she's looking for tools?
Yeah.
All of us are looking
Yeah.
for deals.
I'm usually the one that goes, but he finds the
Wow.
deals too a lot of times.
And
This is
Dixie
good.
here is looking for steals.
Yeah, she's looking for steals, all right.
As always, guys, I appreciate you watching the channel. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. The logo on my screen, my t-shirt here is the logo on the bottom of the screen. Click on that, it allows you to subscribe to my channel. Please do that. Really helps my channel grow.
Please do.
And I'll leave a link above below to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. That's where I have all my video recipes, photos, and links to all the video. Please go check it out. I appreciate your support.
Good.
Thanks again for stopping by.
Very good.
But hey, if you got a sous vide machine, you're looking for something to cook, get a pork loin, 140 degrees, anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. You're in for a special treat, trust me.
Oh yeah, this is really good.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. We're already devoured
Wish
all.
I know. Bye.
We'll see you next time back. Oh, that sauce is good, huh?
All right, all right.
Dixie, calm down.
I'll give her a piece without sauce.
We'll give her a little bit. All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.